Titles like Super Typhoon and Strongest Storm Ever have been used to describe Typhoon Haiyan. They're all adjectives that would make anyone sit up and take notice.
But for those with family in the area of the Philippines, it's even more difficult to watch. 4 people are confirmed dead, but there are a lot of issues with getting around and with communications there. And that has people here in Hampton Roads fearing the worst.
10 Your Side's Anita Blanton spoke with Hampton Roads residents bracing for a storm thousands of miles away.
Yeah, Tom and Nicole experts say this storm right here is 3 times more powerful than Hurricane Katrina. We all know the devastation that caused, the deaths and the years of recuperation that's still ongoing in many ways. So with that knowledge and hearing about Haiyan's potential, it's a gut-wrenching feeling to not be able to rush in and save those you love, or at least find out they're okay. It's estimated there are over 40,000 Filipinos in Hampton Roads. Many come to the same place in Virginia Beach where their culture is celebrated. But today, here at the Philippine Cultural Center, the mood isn't celebratory.
It's such a big storm. It's a strong typhoon. We call it typhoon.
It's pensive as people look for information on a super typhoon called Haiyan, known in the Philippines as Hayanda.
Well, we're very worried. The devastation is great, you know. I think this is the first time that we have had this big storm.
The Philippines is made up of 3 big islands. The storm hit in the middle, Visayas.
The storm passed, they're dealing with flooding. There's a lot of flooding going on.
And as they see these images and hear updates of power outages, the death toll expected to climb, 125,000 people taking refuge in evacuation centers, and hundreds of flights being canceled.
There are a lot of people that has families in there, and they have not heard from anybody yet.
It's devastating. It's tragic.
Tracy Leggett's family is one of those desperately reaching out.
I mean, just from the figures and super typhoon, that word, it was scary in itself.
Her mother contacted 2 of her aunts yesterday before going to bed. They're okay, but have stories to tell.
They had experienced a lot of wind, and you could tell like the house was shaking and the glass was shaking. And at that time, they had never left the house.
She says they're still waiting on word from others and just wait and pray they're all right too until they do. Our thoughts are certainly with them. Virginia Beach-based Operation Blessing International is set to deploy first responders to help with disaster relief operations following Typhoon Haiyan. There's also a concert for a cause being held tomorrow at the Philippine Cultural Center. This is a fundraiser for typhoon victims and their communities. It starts at 6 p.m. Anita Blanton, 10 on your side.